GloryDaze, the best of Morning Glory with PJ and Jim on Radio Nova.
With InsureMyVan.ie, the van insurance specialists. See how much you can save at InsureMyVan.ie.
Here we go again. Look at this. It's another Glory. How many of these have we done?
Oh, jeepers. Are you joking? I don't know. I lost track at 109 or something like that.
Right. I think we're into the 120s or something.
Oh, yeah, something like that. Yeah. As if I'd lost track at 109. What a lie. What an absolute lie.
You were gone after 9. 9 you lost track.
I don't think I got that far. I mean, like, you just kind of get to a point where you don't even know or keep track or care, really, I suppose. It doesn't matter. It becomes irrelevant. You just do it all the time.
It's amazing how we've managed to do 120 odd or whatever there is of them and not actually say anything. Certainly nothing of worth.
I don't find it that much that amazing. See, it's how I do it all the time, every day. It's merely a snapshot of the inane.
Literally, you built a career out of it.
It's what men do. Let's be honest, it's what men do. We can always, and have done, and for generations, ages, thousands of years, we've managed to speak consistently and say nothing. I think it's what, and people act like it's a bad thing. Well, it's not a fucking bad thing, is it? It's a great thing, actually.
Yeah.
Because we want to entertain each other. Like, with men, it's not really about the transfer of information or imparting knowledge or any of that, unless you're in trouble, in which case it is. That's why I always wonder about women. You know the way I keep getting in trouble with Kelly and all, because it's like
just by being you, basically.
Yeah, so it's like I think she's looking for advice, you know. She says,
no,
and this thing's happening, and I go, oh, right, yeah. Jesus, well, whatever you do, don't do this, or whatever you do, don't do too much. You go, yeah, you know something? Why can't you just say, oh, that's fucking terrible? I was thinking, what do you want? Do you want advice or do you want your arse licked?
That's,
and
I tell you, no,
by the
actually,
way, that's the worst thing I've ever said to anyone. Do you want advice or do you want your arse licked? That does not end well.
No. You were literally, you were spitting hairs after that one. But anyway, I tell you, and I did learn that, believe it or not, I learned that a while ago now, okay? Yeah. That is the thing, right?
But I would never say to anyone unless I wanted advice.
You see, are you a woman? Who knows? But the fact is, right, that when a woman says to you or whatever, like about this terrible thing at work or this whatever or this situation or this thing in the family or this thing, whatever, all you do is you shut your mouth and you listen. Okay.
But then why are you saying
look into because they're talking to you. That's the you see. You have to get look. If you're going to try and apply male logic to this, PJ, it's not going to go well. That's all I'm saying.
It's the only fucking logic I have. Well, this is the thing.
Borrow some.
You don't get upset because you get a dog to work in a butcher shop as a guard dog and he eats all the sausages, right? Yeah. You go, guess what? A fucking guard dog in a butcher shop was a stupid idea. So going up to a bloke, saying something to a bloke,
telling them your problem,
and expecting him like a bloke and says, well, let's try and fix it together, and you go, I don't want to fix, you fucking dickhead. Such a man thing to do. You're like, I have no other way.
They just want to express it. They want to say it. It's part of a process.
I know, but that is nonsense. I'm sorry. That is nonsense. You know, as a man, and I know you're the same, we're in here every day talking to each other. We have a problem, we come in, you say, right, I'm really messed up with this thing, what do you think? And you'll go, have you tried doing this or have you tried doing that? I go, do you know something?
Not with everything now.
Not with everything,
I mean,
no.
In fairness, when you came in and said, I'm mad, I went to Jesus, I don't know what to tell you.
But that's honest as well. That's fine. I don't know what to do. I can't tell you anything. It's out of my league. You lost your bleeding mind. I've never done that. So good luck to you. And that's fair enough as well.
Yeah.
I mean, you weren't sympathetic then either.
I was sympathetic.
I'm only messing.
I was sympathetic. I went, Jesus, that's, oh God, whew, wow.
Yeah.
Anyway, listen.
But you were like,
I have to do the traffic.
If I remember right, he said, what are you going to do? And I said, no, I don't know. And you said, well, do whatever you have to do. And that was it.
There you go. Now, look at that. And that was Dalai Lama shit right there.
It actually was.
Do whatever you have to do.
Do whatever you have to do.
Yeah, but you're not helping me. Tell me, like, what would be a good idea? Do whatever you have to do.
Yeah, and that's what some women in my life would like to hear. Just do what you have to do.
Yeah.
That to me is not what I want to hear. I want to hear, well, here's your options, right? If I was you, here's what I do, right? This is what I always think. If it was me, I do this, I might try this. Have you tried that? You know, this is what I want when I come to someone with a problem.
Absolutely.
This is what I want. If I came to you and I solved my problem and you went, oh, wow, my God, now, what a bastard. Terrible. And you left it at that. I go, are you my fucking friend? Or do you just want me to shut up?
Do you know, I was just thinking...
Am I interfering here?
A great analogy would be, imagine bringing your car into a garage somewhere and going...
Exactly.
Tell you something, right, So there's a mad rattle, right? There's a mad rattle in the exhaust there, right? And then there's this strange kind of squeaking sound that comes from just at the front, just behind the front wheel and all.
Yeah.
And a thing.
There's an engine alert and all. It says you might die. Dangerous.
And the mechanic going, yeah.
Wow.
Shocking, isn't it?
What a heap of
Shocking.
shit.
Fair play to you for putting up with that.
Oh,
and
my
then walked
God.
off.
I don't know how you do it, driving that fucking yoke. What
And then walked away.
What a bastard on wheels.
Do you want to get a coffee?
Do you want? Yeah.
No, I want you to fix my car.
Well, I
Do what you need to
you do whatever you need. I am here to support you no matter what.
Yeah.
I mean, how about you give me some fucking advice? Can you fit it in on Tuesday? I'm not going to tell you what to do. You are your own free agent.
Yeah.
You know, I'm here, whatever, yeah.
It's a bit like,
Yeah.
and both you and I have experience of this, you know, with therapists, right?
Yeah, yeah.
You know that classic thing with a therapist is
This is
like,
why I hate therapy, by
Yeah,
the way.
it's-
They won't tell you. They won't advise. This is why I fucking
That's what I'm
hate
saying.
therapy.
Because the classic therapist response is, and how do you feel about it?
I just fucking told you a minute ago. I'm pissed off. I'm upset. I'm
And-
ferociously depressed.
And how does that make you feel?
Shit.
I'm telling you,
How
angry.
many ways do I have to tell you? How much is it going to cost me to tell you how upset I am before
Yeah.
you understand that
Yeah.
I'm looking for advice?
when they say to you-
I have to help you come to your own conclusion. I've tried that. It didn't
I
work.
want you to know that it's okay to not be okay. I am not okay.
Yeah, but here's the thing as well.
You're supposed to help me.
But here's the thing, yeah, it's okay to not be okay. It fucking isn't, actually. I'm having a shit
Yeah,
time.
I hate it.
I hate it. It's okay to say it, of course.
Yeah.
It's okay to live it. But trust me on this.
The reason I'm paying you the money I'm paying.
As the person who's paying you, you wanker, it's not okay. Yeah. You know, it's not okay. I'm not okay. You know, like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's why I hate therapy. They never turn around and they never go, right, here's what you need to do. You know, if you went to therapy and says, I'm having trouble in my marriage and I can't do this, and you know, we're not communicating properly. I don't know if it's my fault. I don't know if it's their fault. We're just not getting on. There's a tension in the air. I need help. You know, if they says, here's what you need to do, get Hurry in here. I'll straighten the two of yous out. You wankers. This is fucking happens. I don't want to hear a word out of yous now. You come in here. Well,
Yeah.
I'll you know, you're gonna do what I tell you. Yeah, I'll be there. Thank God. Best therapist ever.
Yeah, unless
Yeah.
they turned around and said to you, right, here's what you're doing. Shut your mouth. Listen to her. Don't say anything. Yeah, but she said she has a problem.
You imagine you'd be like,
But she said she had a problem with the thing and I was only trying to... Shut your mouth!
shut the fuck up. Imagine you'd be like, what? This is the worst therapist ever. She'd be there. I thought she was amazing. Actually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She really understood me.
Yeah. You know, that's what some people go into therapy just to see whose side she'll be on.
Mind you, I'll tell
Yeah.
you something, right, where now you'll have to agree with this, right? You're saying that as blokes, right, we come to each other and we say things like, you know, God, this is a fucking weird thing going on with a boiler or something, or the car,
Yeah,
or marriage, or the garden, or whatever.
Yeah,
And
that's
you're...
your to a therapist. Lawnmower, just fucking thing won't start. 6 months I'm out there pulling the rope off.
Yeah.
It just won't start.
Actually,
Yeah.
what can I do for you, Jim? Well, actually,
Yeah.
I've only got a small allotment, right? But
They're not good at sharpening knives, eh? I have them in the boot.
no, right. So imagine, like, but the thing about it is, and you say, right, that as lads, we want somebody to turn around and go, oh, look, no, I'll tell you, that happened to me, right?
Yeah,
What you
here's
do
what I
is, right,
did.
get yourself a can of WD-40, right, and
Yeah, so there's a YouTube
banana
video. Yeah.
or whatever the fuck, right?
Whatever, yeah.
But what I'm saying, that there are times, right, when you get the lad who goes too far, though.
Ah, that's the other extreme.
You're in the pub and you just casually mention, God, you wouldn't believe it, bloody lawnmower broke down on me. Oh,
come
right.
here.
And he's...
Here's what you need to do.
What is it? Is it the...
It's your spindle, isn't it? It's your cock spindle. Your cock spindle, I know it is. Yeah, I have one of them. The X34, is it? X34, Black and Decker. Yeah, it's a cock spindle. That goes on all of them. Come here, I'm going to send... Listen, come here. Have you got your phone? What's your number?
Yeah, in fact, we'll go and see him now. Get into the car.
I'm going to send you the
Well,
manual. Call Harry Hines. Harry Hines, right? He's a whole... Tell him Larry sent you. Says you need a cock spindle for an X34 with an XL spinner turner on it, yeah? I'll call him now. Come here, I'll call him now. Harry, Larry, you have a fella here in the pub needs a cock spindle, right?
Yeah.
He's coming down to you now. I'm not going now. He's coming down to you. Go down to him now, you'll get it now. He's coming down to you now.
How long are you there?
Yeah.
Right, he's on his way.
How much is it? €2,000. We have it now. We'll get it for you now. Get £2,000. Get £2,000. Go down to him now. He's waiting for you at the 5 Lamps. Yeah.
Those
You're like,
lads.
stop!
Yeah.
Stop
So
it.
that is the one time where
Stop
you don't
it.
want any help.
Yeah, exactly,
You're just making conversation.
Yeah,
you know
yeah.
what I mean?
Stop it,
I
yeah.
put a bit of gaffer tape on it. Ah, don't be doing that.
Don't.
No, here, come on. We'll go up. Give us a look at it. I'll go up at you. I'm not going anywhere. I'm down having a drink.
No,
come on, I'll go up
come
at you.
on.
You don't want to leave that.
We're
You don't want
going
to
now.
leave that. That could rust.
Larry Turney's going to meet us on the cross there. He's going to do it for you for 300 quid. Throw in a Moro bar and a bag of chips. Yeah.
Don't mind me. You can get me a few drinks. That's. I didn't ask you.
I'm not asking for that now to this, okay? What?
Yeah, another round, Tony, will you? He's paying.
Yeah, as soon as you turn your back, I'm after getting him a new spinner turner for $2,000 and the wanker didn't even say thanks. Yeah. Doesn't even sit beside me, no.
Yeah, and the same fella will remind you later. Remember that time I got you the spinner turner?
Yeah. Every time someone comes in, I'm after getting him a spinner turner for a Black & Decker X34. Yeah. Didn't I, Jim? Didn't I tell him?
Yeah.
Larry
But
Turney.
that's me, you see. That's me. I'm one of those lads, you know what I mean? Do anything for anybody, me.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah. Are you? Fuck.
Yeah, Larry Turney sorted them out. He's on the way down, actually. He's got a whole box of them if anyone wants them.
Now, he likes brandy, by the way, just in case you want to get one in.
Yeah, get everybody chip in 50 quid a bottle. What? I wasn't even here. Don't even have a lawn. Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
I'm just saying, two sides to that particular
Two sides
coin.
to a story. Yeah, it's knowing the balance. It's knowing the balance.
Yeah,
That's it.
yeah.
Whatever the balance is. That's what I know.
Yeah, no, but that's one extreme, and then the other extreme is if you do, as you say, if you did, from a blokey point of view, if you did have a conversation and it's quite obvious that the person is doing everything in their power to not listen to you. Have you ever had that?
Yeah, I have. Yeah.
I mean, most times I am that person trying to do the not listening.
Trying to do not listening, yeah. And then you start looking at your phone. How long do I have to stare at this and say nothing before this fella shuts up? How long? How long do I have to do that?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Or when they give you those responses, you know those responses that are so nondescript.
Yeah, sorry, Jim. Jim, if you're not, I'm saying, right? Are you listening there? Yeah. And you know the way, here, Jim. And
And tapping your arm. Do you ever get one of them?
Jim.
To keep tapping you on the arm because you're not making eye contact with them.
Come here. I'm going to stand uncomfortably close to you now so I have your attention, right? And then if we're talking a little bit of spit lands on your lip, you have to ignore it, right?
But you get those, people who, if you're not literally looking in their eyes, they're like touching you on the shoulder, hitting your arm or whatever,
shoulder,
as in like, I'm talking to you.
And they're the same people. You look at your watch. Am I boring you, am I? Oh, do you know someone needs to go home, did he? Oh, you yawn. Oh, fucking hell, I'm keeping you up.
Yeah.
You're there going, you have no idea how boring you are. No idea. I actually hope someone walks into this bar with a gun and starts shooting just so I can get out of this situation.
It's hard to know which of those extremes is worse.
Yeah, I know, yeah. It is. I genuinely, probably the boring fella is the worst.
Probably,
There's nothing worse than boredom.
Mind you,
nothing
it would be absolutely...
They're harmless. Anyone who say it's harmless is not harmless. They don't mean to cause harm, but they're annoying everybody.
Oh, they're dangerous.
Annoying everybody. Oh, here's old Jerry, he's harmless. He's not harmless. We're all upset now. Everyone's upset. We have to entertain.
Mind you, the best scenario in the world would be is if you were in the pub and you did say, God, whatever, me lawnmower or me car or me whatever, and you got one of the lads who was laying it on, oh, I know that, I'll get you, and making the phone calls and doing all that.
Yeah.
And you were there and turned around to your missus and went, for fuck's sake. And she went, see? Know what it's like now, do you? Have somebody fixing your problems for you when all you wanted to do was just mention it. You know what it's like now, do you?
I do. I go up to Larry Turney and say, Mrs. wants your phone number there. She's a problem with the boiler. Says you might be able to sort her out. So text her anytime after midnight.
Oh my God. Wow. Anyway, before we get ourselves into any more trouble, we'll give you a few best bits from during the week, will we?
Yeah, let's do it.
Why not? We had the drunken priest.
The drunken priest, which is
who was officiating at a wedding, I think, wasn't
he?
He
was officiating at a wedding, and look, it speaks for itself. But let's just say he's he has previous.
I tell you, it looks as though you might be glad of a drunken priest in the future.
I think so.
John was saying earlier on that apparently now it's you might end up having to put up with an AI priest.
Yeah, which is kind of like it's like the religious ABBA, isn't it? Yeah. Is it like a hologram? You go and see that, like, Bjorn and Benny and all, they're not really doing it anymore.
Yeah, the hologram.
Yeah, so it's like, you go to mass and you be Father Larry David. Why not Father Larry David? But Father Larry David, you go, he died 6 months ago. Look at him, not a bother on him.
Yeah. And
through him, with him, in him, in the unity of the Holy Spirit.
Besides you doing that, I hope they do Super Trooper.
Yeah, he was.
Hope he does Super Trooper.
Yeah, he did a great Lamb of God. So I tell you
something. Yeah.
Oh no, it's Be Not Afraid this week. That's okay.
Yeah. I was at this in London actually. The ABBA one. He's better.
Yeah. Oh yeah, he's much better. This fella's great. Yeah. You want to see the ones the Protestants have, Vicar and all, lasers and everything. Great.
You might be grateful for a drunken priest in the future. Also, funny enough, on an alcohol-related issue, we were talking about running the marathon in a very unique way.
I love this guy. I love people who come up with a new way to sort of strive to do the pointless, and this is brilliant. I love what he did. He's great.
Also, during the week, we did break the cardinal rule. We may not be ever invited back to Dalkey because we broke the cardinal Dalkey rule. As you probably know already, everybody in Dalkey has this particular rule that you just don't talk about Matt Damon.
Talk about Matt
They
Damon.
don't like talking about it, so
go on about it.
Don't keep bringing them up.
So we're sorry we brought it up. We'll let you tell it.
There you go. You'll have a listen to them. And also then Turkey, the country, not the bird, came up in conversation during the week because apparently something very new, very unusual was discovered in Turkey.
Oh, yeah. It's just, where do they come from exactly? Well, that's the debate in this bit.
Yeah. In fact, PJ may have stumbled across, a good explanation as to why this...
I think I've cracked it. I've scientifically cracked this new tribe.
Right. You can judge that for yourself. Have a listen. We'll talk to you shortly.
GloryDaze. The best of Morning Glory with PJ and Jim on Radio Nova.
With InsureMyVan.ie, the van insurance specialists. See how much you can save at InsureMyVan.ie.
I feel sorry for this. A couple wanted to get married. Last week was the big day, and the priest turned up absolutely scuttered, drunk. So drunk, they said, that he didn't even know what he was talking about.
The priest did.
An hour and a half late, he turned up, right? And people who were there, I was going to say mourners, they were supposed to be celebrating the marriage, but they turned out to be mourners, said he was not only visibly drunk, it was the most disastrous service I have ever attended in my life. Another person said it was an SH1T show, and they said, well, why? Well, apparently he kept losing his train of thought. So he was up there
obviously
going...
because he was half cut.
Yeah, so he was going, this is so nice to be together now. Love is about compromise for happiness. Is a great day, and my God, aren't you wonderful? And isn't everyone there dressed very nice to be here? And don't forget, Jesus is also with us and would like to.
The way you're doing that makes it sound like you're doing like a drunk bomber.
Yeah, that's what it'd be like. It'd be like the bomber turned up to do your wedding. That's now going to do when the wedding is, because love is what we're all here for. Don't you have to get the tabernacle stuff for them there because they need to do the procession up there, yeah? Do you take this person to be lawful wedded, married until the dead do their part?
Wow.
And all that, yeah. And they were absolutely disgusted. But some people really enjoyed the bit of crack out of it. People who weren't too connected thought it was great crack. And when the church collection was going around, he was saying, everybody needs to give lots of money if they want to go to heaven. Ha ha ha! He said, right. And I think that would be kind of funny, If I was watching that, no way I wouldn't be able to get a bit of crack out of it.
Yeah.
And some people are saying he should actually charge now.
Are they claiming that
to be the drunk priest for the next wedding?
They're claiming he ruined the wedding, are they? Or at least some of them are.
Yeah, he is, yeah. And they said he was reported, right, to the local diocese and all. And they apparently said, oh, not again. So he has history.
Wow.
Yeah, he has history.
Can you sack a priest?
I don't
actually,
know.
a man whose birthday it is today, he's defrocked.
Whose birthday is that now?
Neil Horan, the priest.
Neil Horan, the priest
used to run out in the
ruin sporting events. Yeah. See, ruin sporting events. You can be sacked for ruin sporting events. Ruining wedding, I'm not sure. Probably,
Yeah.
I'm not sure, to be honest. He also, they were.
the other thing about it is
you're drunk.
Maybe he'd done a lot of masses before he got there, and like the old altar wine, had just gotten the better of him.
Maybe that was it. He's got, blood of Christ, that's how something. Not so much a fella can take. You know what I mean? I'm after doing 2 funerals, a wedding, and a birthday party. And I have to say, I don't even know why they had a priest at a birthday party.
I think they meant to book a clown, and it just went wrong.
The bus is clown, but I turns up, I don't know magic. But I did have a bottle of juice.
GloryDaze. It's the very best of Morning Glory with PJ and Jim on Radio Nova.
I have to say, there's something to be said about adding a marathon onto something. Like, for instance, if you're a wine taster and you add in a marathon, you'd be doing something fantastic.
I saw that on them.
Did you see it?
On Twitter or something, yeah.
Hats off.
That was the London Marathon.
The London Marathon. A man, a guy who says he's a wine expert, a self-proclaimed wine expert, says he'd like to try 26 wines. in the day, and the best way to do it would be to run 26 miles. You're burning it off, you're competing in the marathon, you can raise a few quid as well for your own charity, a hospice he did it for, and every mile he stopped and had a glass of wine. Now, they do say by the 14th mile...
Well, hydration is important.
Hydration's important. It really is. It really is.
And nothing hydrates like a fine Beaujolais.
I mean, berries. The amount of juice in those berries. And they were saying by mile 14, he was not himself anymore. He was really starting to struggle.
I'd say the second half of that marathon took a bit longer than the first half.
Yeah. And his friends are saying...
Trying to keep him on the right road.
Yeah, there are videos now. You'd be like you were saying, Jim, the knees were not their best anymore after 14 months. For different reasons. But he kept at it. He was on his 23rd wine when he said, is there any chance I could have a bit more? That's true. He says he wasn't happy with the glass size.
I thought you were going to say, sorry, does anyone have any cheese?
Yeah. This is amazing though. 23 miles in, and they poured him a glass of 2017 Barbera, and he says, there's no chance to put a bit more than that. I was just for thirsty, as you can imagine. Yes, this guy is amazing. And in the end, he managed to identify, in fairness, he had a guess of which one was which, 21 out of the 25. He was able to sniff them, taste them, and
he was actually making it a challenge.
Yeah.
So it wasn't enough to run a marathon.
No.
He actually gave himself the challenge of identifying wines, a different wine every mile.
I know, and they said, how did you know? And well, at the end, you tell me what you think of this summary, right? Right. He goes, I identified 21 out of 25, right? Yeah. As I got 7 of them right. I got 4 of them wrong. And 14 of them I say I was mostly right. That's what he said.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
You have to, I mean, to be honest with you, the idea anybody doing a marathon at all. Actually, there's an idea for Lorcan and the lads. Just throw that in as well. 4 peaks, a marathon, and 26 wines.
Let's see you do that. Now, lads, we have a real challenge.
But anyway, whatever about, it's like, taking on a marathon, man. I would never do it. People say, it's on me bucket list or whatever. No. Never. I would never want to do it. It'd be the death of me, right? Yeah.
It's up there with doing 10 years in jail. It's just something I'm not interested in.
You see people doing it then, and they do it dressed as a clock or something, or a sauce bottle, or
or a full suit, or
just
something.
making it even more difficult again.
Yeah.
What is?
And the thing about dressing up as a clock or a sauce bottle is, after the first mile, when you're out with the crowds, the joke's kind of over.
Well, exactly. All of a sudden, then you're just wearing the clock, thinking this was a bad idea.
You're just a lad with a clock getting passed out by everyone going, it's going to take an extra hour, isn't it?
I should have gone with the sauce bottle.
Well, I didn't. Jeez, a pair of runners would have been grand.
Exactly.
Yeah, unbelievable. And then you've got the only person who's probably going the same pace as you is a fella who's half cut on 14 bottles of wine, running around going, where's the cheese?
GloryDaze. The best of Morning Glory with PJ and Jim on Radio Nova.
With InsureMyVan.ie, the van insurance specialists. See how much you can save at InsureMyVan.ie.
Yesterday evening wasn't bad.
It's gorgeous.
Yeah.
It was lovely, yeah, it was.
And it'd be a nice time to get out. You can get out and have a walk. Obviously, don't come up Airway, right? We don't want you. But I'm just saying, you can go. There's other places, like Dalkey, for example.
Oh, yeah.
Lovely spot. You could go out and walk. One thing I would say, if you do go to Dalkey, whatever you do, don't mention Matt Damon. They don't like talking about it.
They don't like to go on about it.
They don't want to people keep bringing it up. Matt Damon was here looking, okay, grand, yeah.
Yeah, but we don't talk about it. We don't like
say
to go
anything about it.
It's 4 years ago, you might know, Matt Damon went to Dalkey and he turned up with a super value bag when he went swimming. And what was the one thing you heard constantly? Well, we don't know. He was like he was just a local. Nobody says a word to him. He literally didn't talk to him at all. In fact, we turned our heads. We were positively rude to him now, if anything. Nobody bothered him. Nobody gave him.
I didn't even know he was here that time. I was talking to him extensively for an hour and a half.
I've never even seen his movies. I actually don't know who he is. I keep hearing this name, Matt Damon, but I have no idea what's going on. All I know is that when you come in here and you're famous, it means nothing to us.
Yeah.
We leave you alone. You get your headspace here. And for the last 4 years I've been saying it, we don't like to go on about it. 4 years ago, Matt Damon went to 4 years ago.
It's actually becoming, you know, something. That doggy thing is becoming a bit like the jokes that they do about Cork people or vegans.
It is.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It literally is like when you know.
How do you know Matt Damon?
If you walk into, it's almost like they say to you as soon as you walk into anywhere in Doggy, listen, whatever you do, don't talk about Matt Damon because we don't like going on about it. Yeah, but I never brought it up. I'm just saying, you know what I mean? Because I want you to be aware. Like, you know, yes, of course he was here. Yes, he loved the village and he loved all of us.
But we'd be mortified for you now if you were to start going on about Matt Damon.
Don't make me tell you the whole story. Okay, I'll tell you the one about it.
Yeah, you're like, this is absolute. Will you, Dorky? Okay, listen, we get it. Let it go. And now the new not the new supermarket, the old supermarket, Super Value.
Yeah.
Where, you know, it was the Super Value bag that Matt Damon was walking around with when he went swimming with his gear. They've now put Matt Damon onto the Super Value bag.
Yeah.
Because they don't like to go on about it. Now, what you'll notice is it doesn't actually say his name on it. It's just a picture of him.
It's just his likeness.
It's just I swear to God, next year, 5 years later, or 10 years since this happened, there's going to be a statue to Matt Damon.
Yeah.
And on it will be written, we don't even know who this is. He was just a guy that came for a swim one of the days.
It was like that movie, you know, that Clint Eastwood movie where a stranger just came into town and that was it. Nobody even knew his name.
In fact, we have a statue here because he's the one person nobody even says hello to.
How long do you reckon before we have the Dorky Matt Damon Festival?
Yeah. The Hollywood people can come here and nobody says a word festival. Yeah. That's what it'll be called.
That's what it'll be called, yeah.
It's absolutely gas. Like, I've never heard. I don't know. Jim McCabe is from Finglas. He's literally one of the most, people don't talk about Jim there because he was involved. Because
nobody liked me.
No, because he was involved in crime or whatever.
I was not involved in crime.
Drive-by Jimmy. Okay, I'm reaching for straws here. But you know what I'm saying? It's like, it is an amazing
It's not like
thing.
if I went down to Mayo or wherever you're from, they wouldn't be talking all the time about you and everything, would they?
I will say, in fairness to the people of Mayo, they are genuinely embarrassed that I have a connection to the county. I will say it to them.
No, but seriously, do the people of Marino, or whatever,
talk about me?
Yeah.
No, you see,
look, now when you come into Marino, now don't be talking to us about PJ Gallagher. I mean, yes, he did shoplift here at when in what was it called? That shop used to it was always expensive, so you always stole stuff from.
I actually don't know what you're talking about. That's the truth. I actually don't know what you're talking about.
But anyway,
but you put your finger on the pulse there, right? That's the thing. You're from Dorky, right? You don't talk about Matt Damon. In fact, the one thing you always talk about is the fact that you never talk about Matt Damon.
That's it.
When you're from Reno, I go back to Reno and all, right? Going to the shops and everything. And how do people react? I go, you're some tick on the radio. Jeepers, you're terrible at them birthdays. How does Jim put up with you? Honest to God.
Yeah.
I'll tell you something, if I was Jim, I'd retire in the morning.
Yeah, whereas anywhere I go, it's always like, oh, PJ, not what you know. Oh, he's gas, isn't he? Great. Yeah. Ah, he's fantastic. Yeah, no, I know, yeah. I do the show with him every single day. I do the show with him. What? Yeah, but he's great, isn't he? All right, yeah. Say you have great crack with him, do you? Must be great working with him. Yeah. Doing that yourself? Yeah, no, funnily enough, I'm on that show with him. Oh, right, yeah. He's great, though, isn't he? He's great.
Well, I'm delighted you're insulted by that because it'd be nice to get some of the positivity instead of that fella deserves a carer and no one's hanging around with you.
GloryDaze. The best of Morning Glory with PJ and Jim on Radio Nova.
With InsureMyVan.ie, the van insurance specialists. See how much you can save at InsureMyVan.ie.
At this stage, you would pretty much imagine, right, that there wouldn't be a square foot of the world that hasn't been discovered and used and, whatever else. I mean, at this stage now, really, obviously people often talk about the depths of the sea that are still unknown. There's space exploration goes on. But in terms of,
still learning more about the world,
this earth we live in, it's hard enough to kind of find something that you thought, my God.
Yeah, and there's this family, right? They're in Turkey. They're the Ulas family, and we've just we've known about them for quite a while now, but there's no real sort of explanation to why they are the way they are, right? So every family is different, they've got their quirks and all of that sort of stuff and different. But the Ulas family, they walk on all fours. They walk, and they're the only people
It's
in
only
the
a family. I thought John said it was a tribe.
So did I until I read the story. But it's a
so he lied to
It's a huge family now.
Oh, okay.
They're
like a tribe.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. There's 18 kids.
Oh Lord,
for a start.
that is a tribe.
And then there's like the extended family, but there's a lot of them quadrupleism they call it when you walk on all fours. So they've just started doing more studies with them.
Actually, and that's not for everybody. Quadrupleism.
No,
I mean, ask Liverpool.
Yeah. There was a great burn in that one. I love it.
But anyway, sorry, please proceed.
Yeah, so the quadrupleism, and they walk on all fours, but scientists can't work out why they do it. They can't figure it out, so they're looking more into them to see what it is. Is there like a different sort of, they just can't figure it out. It's just one of those mysteries. They've never seen it or known it anywhere else in the world except for this one family. Very interesting that's in Turkey, though. And like you said, actually, I think I've just figured it out. It's the Liverpool connection, isn't it? What? They're not even Turkish people, are they? They're lads from Liverpool who went over and got new veneers, and their heads are now too heavy to walk around on their own two legs. And they walk around and go, "Could somebody help me? I can't get off the ground. I can't get off the ground. Me teeth are so heavy now. Since I've got a new hairline and gel for the cat stands up straight. The weight of it. It's unbelievable. I only came over with me 18 kids for an old holiday."
Actually, to be fair, if it wasn't a family, it could have been a stag. I mean, in fairness,
maybe that's it.
People going around on all fours.
It'd be great if a scientist made that complete.
It could have been just a stag.
They're over in Bodrum or Gumbet or something. They've met a load of lads from Dublin just walking around their hands and knees going, "You wouldn't have a drink of water, would you? Oh, jeez, I'm dying over here." And they were like, I don't know what language they're speaking, but we've never seen this before. And
yeah.
Like, what were they wearing to this tribe? They were wearing blue jerseys with Arnott's written across the front of them, and they all had Nike Air Max on. They were an unknown
crawling
tribe.
on their hands and knees.
Crawling on their hands and knees. Scientists can't explain this simple thing. Yeah.
Oh, maybe you've discovered it. Maybe you finally.
I think
I've put paid to it.
I think I've cracked it there. The scientists that are going over, don't worry about it.
Actually, there is another angle to it because you know who actually has a big connection with Turkey?
Who's that?
Believe it or not, somebody who had a holiday home there in Turkey.
I
or
don't
whatever.
have a clue who it is.
Only the bomber.
The bomber?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Very strong connection with Turkey. Used to go over there regularly, multiple times a year.
Yeah, and that'd be him on holidays, wouldn't it? Walk around on all fours in case somebody dropped any change. I was over here 2 years ago. I found £3.90 over the whole 2 weeks. I'll never walk around with my own two legs again.
GloryDaze. It's the very best of Morning Glory with PJ and Jim on Radio Nova.
So there we go, another one in the bag. Number, I forgot. Well, I didn't know what number it was at the start, so I'm hardly going to know now.
136, let's say.
Pick it, yeah,
whatever,
that'll do.
Yep.
And once again, we've maybe not as contentious an issue as last week's episode about PJ getting all the hair and his balls taken away, but nonetheless, in terms of communication between the genders, I think we got there. We did a lot of work on that end of it.
Yeah,
this
and
week.
I'm glad we went that way. I'm glad we went battle of the sexes because I had more to say about the groin area, and I'm glad we didn't. To be honest, it's done. It's overdone. Completely overdone.
Yeah, much like your groin area,
like
completely
a raw
overdone.
like a blackened chicken now at this stage. So we'll leave it at that.
You've been listening to GloryDaze, the best of Radio Nova's Morning Glory with PJ and Jim. Catch the show live weekdays 6 to 10 on FM, online at nova.ie, or on the Nova app.